Hello and welcome to PHP for Dummies Day 16. Today we're going to be starting something new, something people have been asking for quite a while, that is MySQL. So today's lesson is going to be introducing you to the concept of MySQL, and it's going to be showing you how to set up PhpMyAdmin so that you can successfully code MySQL in the future, and it's going to be showing you a very simple piece of MySQL code. I would like to start today's lesson with explaining what exactly MySQL is in case you don't know. MySQL can easily be described as a framework for creating, modifying and editing databases with any pieces of data such as usernames and passwords. They are especially useful for when you have a lot of data to manipulate and you need a high level of security. The great thing about MySQL is that it can be adapted for both small and large systems, and many popular websites on the internet use MySQL. Before you start coding MySQL, you need to go somewhere called PhpMyAdmin. This is included in Wamp and Xampp. I'm using Xampp at the moment, so the path to it might be a bit different. I think for Wamp it's just /myadmin, not /PhpMyAdmin. Anyways, once you find PhpMyAdmin, first of all, what is PhpMyAdmin? That's actually not something very easy to explain. PhpMyAdmin, I would say it's something used for managing MySQL. Anyways, before you start coding MySQL, you need to set up a user for you to be coding on MySQL. You can do this by going on privileges. And now this user is going to be used so that you can do whatever you want when you code with MySQL, and you don't have any restrictions, and basically to personalize everything. Just click on add new user, and then in the username field just add your username. And then for the host, you want to set this to local, since I'm guessing you're going to be running all your scripts from your desktop. That's why you've got Wamp. So localhost just means you're running it from the local host. I don't know how to really explain it. And security isn't really going to be an issue on your desktop, so I'm going to not put a password for my user, but you can if you want. And you can skip the database for user for now, and for global privileges simply click on check all to give you all the privileges possible, and scroll right to the bottom and click on go. Oh, sorry, password is empty. You need to set this to no password. That's it, and then you just click on go, and then you've added a new user. Okay, so over here we've got our index.php file open. We'll just start out with the file of our basic PHP brackets as usual. With MySQL, anytime we want to edit, /modify, or add or remove something from the database, we need to be connected to that database. And the way we do this, we start out with a variable, and in this variable we will have something, a piece of MySQL code called MySQL_connect, and there are a few parameters we have to pass. One of these parameters is the host. Separated by the comma is the username. By a second comma is the password. So that's just the basic syntax of it. Obviously we have to change some of these to what they actually are. So our host will be localhost. Our username will be, well, whatever username you put. I'll put mine there. And I didn't set a password, but if you did set a password, just put it in there. I'm just going to leave mine as blank. So that's just storing it in a variable. That's not actually doing anything. The way we do things in MySQL is, MySQL doesn't really have a great error reporting system. So when something goes wrong, it's quite difficult to know where it went wrong. So there's a simple solution for in MySQL. What we do is pass an if statement. I'll just write it out and I'll explain it to you. So if the exclamation mark means does not, and then we've got our connect here. So if it does, it's going to try and connect to MySQL. If it does not connect for some reason, if there's a problem, we want it to tell us. So we're going to echo out a message saying something messed up. And on top of that, we want the actual error message to show. So we'll just add another piece of MySQL code, or MySQL_error, and that's it. And then otherwise, if it does successfully connect, we will want it to tell us that. So just echo something, it worked, and that's about it. So this is actually just a very, very simple example, but in the future when we do more complex stuff, it will be a lot easier to use this method. So let's go into, I'm going to actually force an error upon it, and I'm going to add a password over here when I actually haven't set any password, so it should spit out an error. Let's go see how it looks like in the web browser. Okay, so here's index.php opened in the browser, and well, in fact, PHP did give an error here, but that's not MySQL. MySQL doesn't give errors very well. If we were using purely MySQL, we would see this, something messed up, and because we did the if statement, we would see the error message. We used the password when there was no password. So if we go back to the text editor and change it to no password, and we save it, and go back to the browser and refresh, we get a message, it worked. Okay, so that was PHP for Dummies Day 16. Please comment below and give some suggestions if you think anything could be improved in the future MySQL videos. Like, for example, have I explained anything too well or not too well, or could the sound quality be improved? Just let me know in the comment below. Thanks.